Look at the 3 dimensions of spiritual work now: calling, service, and worship. The first dimension is the dimension that has to do with your calling. I am called to do this. The second dimension is the dimension that deals with service. I am here to serve. And the third dimension is worship. Look at this, Exodus 31, 1-5. The Bible says that the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, I have called. Verse 2, never forget that I have called. So God was the person that called this man, Bezalel by name, the son of Uri. He said, and look at this, verse 3. He said, I have filled him with what? The spirit of what? God. So I have filled him with the spirit of God. He now says, in wisdom, in understanding, in knowledge, in all manner of what? Workmanship. In verse 4, it now says what? To design what? Artistic work. So there's a spirit of God that enables you to speak in wonderful tongues. There's a spirit of God that enables you to interpret dreams. There's a spirit of God, you understand, that gives you that. But there's also the spirit of God that gives you wisdom to what? To design. When you do your flyer, somebody sees it and says, wow, this is amazing. When you write your report, your boss sees it and says, wow, how did you do it? There's a spirit of God to design what? Artistic work. To work in gold, goldsmith. So somebody says, I'm a goldsmith and I'm filled with the Spirit of God. Some of us will say, how can the Spirit of God fill the gold? It was God that gave me this idea to design gold, in silver, in bronze, in cutting jewels, in carving stone, furniture. The Spirit of God. So the Spirit of God can fill you as a surgeon. This man, Ben Carson, gifted what? Gifted hands. The Spirit of God can fill you in FMCG space. The Spirit of God can fill you as a sculptor. Don't restrict the Spirit of God to speaking in tongues in the church. Don't restrict him. Wisdom to design things that, wow, amazing. People will hear and say, what manner of wisdom is this? That's the Spirit of God. I don't boast, but many times when I'm teaching in the workplace, I'm not even quoting anything that has to do with Bible. Somebody will just say, right on, pastor. I said, this is not a church, oh. This is not a church, I'm just teaching. He says, no, that the way you're talking like a pastor. It's entering my soul. I said, we are not in the church. Are you a pastor? I said, I'm not here to answer that question. Let me continue that. At the end of the class, and I say, I'm a pastor. He said, you don't need to tell us. There's something about you that we can sense. It's the Spirit of God filling me with what? With wisdom. Wisdom to present. Every time I have a presentation, the question I ask is, Spirit of Jesus, how do I go about this? It's the Spirit of God that fills me. So your own, you claim you speak in tongues, but I don't see wisdom in your work. I don't even see understanding of your task. I don't see somebody that is knowledgeable in the workplace. The only thing I see is the fact that you speak in tongues. Then something is wrong with the Spirit of God that you claim to have. Was it not the same Spirit of God that gave Joseph the ability to what? Interpret dreams? That even Pharaoh says, since God has shown you this, there's no one as wise. The question today is that we want to force God on people. We don't want them to see God in us. There are two different things now. You must be born again. You must be born again. Force God. Joseph finished interpreting. Pharaoh says, since God has shown you this, no. There's no one as wise as you. Therefore, will make you. People should be able to see God through your walk. That's where I'm going this morning. Not through your tongues.